A common way to answer interview questions is the CAR method and the STAR method, which are really closely related. We're going to talk first about the CAR method, or challenge, action, results is the technique behind it. And it's a technique as far as how to answer interview questions, particularly those situational or behavioral questions. Tell me about a time when you had to overcome a challenge at work. Tell me about a time when you had to work with a difficult customer, or tell me about a time when you showed initiative. We're looking for some specific things, and it's where you can work in challenge, action, and result to kind of answer that question as a framework, and it's easy to remember CAR method. So the first one, challenge, is when you get asked that type of question, is you want to describe the challenge, real concisely, as far in detail, like this was the challenge, this is what we were facing, this is what we had to overcome, and really paint that picture as like, boy, this was really quite a challenge, or something that they could really understand the interviewer, even if it's not directly related to that new company or potential new company, just that they understand a particular challenge. And we'll do an example here in a moment. Next is you have the challenge. Now you want to talk about the action that you took. What did you do specifically? And that's the key to that, is what did you do? You're actually taking action. You're doing something specifically that you can share with them. And how did you accomplish whatever to overcome that challenge? What was the action steps that you took? And then finally, the R part is the results. What was the end result of these actions you took to overcome this challenge, of the challenge and action part? And the results, obviously, you want to be prepared to talk about stories and situations where it turned out great. It's the whole idea of that kind of setup behind it. And you want to really share those results. And the better results you have, as far as, not necessarily that they're super dramatic results, but that they're measurable, either qualitatively or quantitatively, that you can see, this improved whatever, our customer service scores, or this improved our mean time between failures, or whatever the measure is, and a particularly numerical measure is very positive. I helped save the company $500,000, or I helped increase our revenue by 1 million rupees, whatever it might be. So think of what is the challenge, what is the action you took, and what is the results that you had. So let's do a quick example, and then as you see the later interview questions in detail later in the course, you'll see how we're using these in some of these different types of examples. So let's say that the question is, tell me about a time when you volunteered for a project. Behind the scenes, what they're trying to get a feel for is, what is your initiative level? How much do you take initiative? So let's say you get that question. Tell me about a time when you volunteered for a project. And let's say, in this particular just example, that you work at a high-end hotel, let's say in downtown New York City. So maybe you could say, I remember we had a big challenge at the hotel. I was an assistant manager, and our customer service scores for the overall hotel was really low. Some departments are doing better than others, but our customer service scores, which was a key measure for us, was really low. And I volunteered and said, I have some ideas. Maybe I can bring the team together on how we can overcome this challenge. So I volunteered for that challenge. The action I took was I brought the different department heads together. We shared some ideas. We shared ideas what was working well in one department and what might be able to help another department. And we kind of worked together to solve our customer service issues and really analyzed it. One thing we found, for example, was that the cleaning staff, what really helped their overall scores was they did origami. They made things out of paper, like little swans and little things out of paper, and they would leave them in the rooms when they were done cleaning it. And the people showed up on our customer service reports all the time, comments about how they loved that. So we actually started doing that in the front desk, doing some origami things for kids that may be checking with their parents, or little things like where the valet service was handing out maps and things of the city when people would take a taxi, or when they were picking up their car or something of that nature, that we would give them a little map, just that little extra, and those started really improving the customer service score. So by working together, we really improved those customer service scores. In fact, we improved them by about 15% over where we're at, and then later improved them by 20% as we got even better, and that was such a great result. So that would be an example where you could share of challenge, low customer service scores, action, brought people together. We tried different things, tried the origami, tried maps, tried different stuff, and the results was a 15 to 20% improvement in the scores. Isn't that a great answer? Maybe a little bit long-winded, keeping it concise, but if anything, that would really paint the picture of somebody hiring somebody for that type of position. So remember CAR, challenge, action, result, and lay it out that way when you're answering questions, particularly those situational and behavioral questions.